Oh, wait, it's not actually bad this time around. Maybe the curse of Satan Fumina is finally lifted. Or maybe not. But anyway, hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla review, and today I'm taking a look at the Figurized Standard Build Fighters Try Fumina Hoshino. So gone are the days of those big, weird, hollow, bobblehead, freaky old Fumina kits, and now we actually have one that's the same as some of the more recent Gundam girls that we've seen. Like I just mentioned, this is a Figurized Standard kit, so it's not considered a high grade or a Gundam plastic model kit per se. Inside the box we get a total of 8 runners, 3 of them are new for this kit, the rest of them are reused from a couple of older kits. And there is one super interesting leftover runner in here, and that of course is this set of clear, almost Super Saiyan looking parts for using with the Figurized Standard Diver IMA. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. If you do want one of these of your own, as usual, you can get yours through those awesome people at Hobbylink Japan. But that is enough about all that, let's get right into the review. So getting right on into it, right here is Fumina herself, as well as everything that she comes with. So that is the alternate parts, which is the hoodie, as well as a pair of arms that match the hoodie. We've got some extra faces in here, that is 2 extra faces, as well as the one we've seen on her already. We also have a Poochie Poochie guy in here, that is a tiny little bear. We saw this before with this kit, I think. And in here we also get a very, very yellow stand. The last thing we have then is a set of stickers and water slides, and these are quite similar, but it is cool to get some water slides in here as an option. Anyway, let's check out Fumina herself. So anyway, there she is just out of the box and snapped together with a little bit of extra effort, not a lot. So first off, this is one of 2 different builds you can do with this kit. It's easy to swap between both builds, that is this version here and the hoodie version we'll take a look at in a couple of minutes. And as for the build itself, I did record the entire build. I do hope to upload it onto my other channel, which is Mecha Builds, but I haven't been able to get around to that lately. I've been too busy with this channel right here, but I will say that it is a very simple build, quite similar to what we would have seen before, especially the last kit, which was the Mobile Doll May. So that does mean this kit right here does put form over function, and the articulation is okay, not great, and in general, it's a very simplistic little build. So as for a bit of a size comparison, there it is compared to one of those ancient, horrible, bobble-headed versions, and this one wasn't even the worst of the bunch. So this is a damn sight better, the size is a lot nicer. For example, if you pop these down beside a standard size anime action figure like a Figma right here, it's a little more similar in size than these gargantuan monstrosities of the past. Next up, there's another one, the older Fumina model kits, and I have to say, this obviously didn't look like this when I got it, but what I found out over time is, these kits are so bad that they act kind of like a demonic conduit that will bring evil spirits and demons and satans into this world, so I completely, 100% recommend staying away. The same goes for that weird old Yanko and that China guy, so avoid these kits like the plague. However, all the kits that have come out since Gundam Build Diver started, that is, from Diver Nami on, all of those have been really good so far, so don't worry about getting those ones are fine. And there's a size comparison beside a standard, high-grade Gundam. Moving on to that full 360-degree spin now, and this is definitely one nice figure. First off, I will mention that it is quite obvious at first glance that it is a model kit based on the very obvious joints, but besides that, this could blend in with a collection of anime figures pretty well. Besides that, we don't have any huge stickers on here like we would have seen before, so everything is very nicely color accurate, besides a couple of things I'll talk about in a second when we look at the stickers. As for the head, I did use the water slides for the eyes. I panellined the mouth to make it stand out a little bit more, but besides that, what you're seeing is what you'll get just snap built out of the box. But the color separation in here is not perfect. For the most part, all of these stickers are just for the eyes and the eyebrows, which you can actually use the included water slides for instead. It is nice to see water slides in here. That's some quality stuff. But as for those aspects that do require stickers, we can see quite a few on here. The biggest offender is definitely that big old blue one there. That is for using with her bracelet, which is just cast in black plastic. We have some fairly large white ones for using on her shoes, as well as for the back of her top. Besides that though, out of the box, the colors still look really good. Also, we do have a sticker for that little blue cat, or whatever it is. So now moving on to the accessories, once again there's an overview of absolutely everything that she comes with. Now let's check them out individually. So of course the biggest accessory in here of course is the hoodie, so let's get it attached. To do that you just pop off her arms, the rear piece just slots onto her back, 2 side pieces then slot into the rear section, and that is then all held together by the hood. Lastly then you just pop on the alternate arms with the hoodie arm parts. You will have to transfer across the bracelet because she only has the one. There we go. And I will also mention at this point that she does have a right hand and left hand of both the wide open hands and the fists. However, there is a bit of a massive seam in the inside facing section of the fists, which doesn't look the greatest. And I suppose she does have a seam in her shin, which I didn't mention earlier on. Once again, there's another 360-degree spin of what Fumina will look like with that hoodie on. I will put this side by side with it off. And all I can really say about this is it does have a lot of seam lines compared to what we would have seen before. Besides that, it does look quite nice. We do have a bit of a funny looking hole in the back that of course is for attaching an action base into. But on the whole, it is pretty cool looking. But if you do plan to leave this on, you may have to fill in a few seams. But on the whole though, looking pretty good. Next up in here then we've got 2 alternate faces. I haven't added anything to these as you can see, so no eyes. No panel lining, nothing like that. The reason is because I do plan to paint this kit. So I will pop up what these faces will look like with those eyes done, maybe a little bit of painting. As with the faces we have in here, we already saw that happy face throughout the review so far, and the alternate versions are this embarrassed or sad face with that very sad looking mouth and eyebrow combo, and this angry face with a wide open mouth and some angry eyebrows. Once again, this blank version is what it will look like out of the box with no effort. The way you swap these out is the usual way that's done with these sort of things, and that is you just pop off the front of the hair, remove the face, reload the next face that you want in there, then pop the hair back on. Simple as. So the next thing we have in here then is an action base. This is one of these basic style ones that we get with a lot of these Build Divers and Build Fighters kits. It seems that Bandai's become very enamored with a series of colors that look like they may have passed through a human's kidneys. But yeah, it's yellow, pops into her back just like this, and honestly, I can't be the only one that wishes it was in either black or clear because that yellow, I don't know, bit weird. But in order to include this little bit of an adapter segment up here to simply lengthen the base, we got a whole load of leftover parts, including this right here, which is a clear yellow version of Diver Ayame's hair. But if you've ever thought to yourself that Diver Ayame would look so much cooler if she had gone Super Saiyan, well, now's your chance.
Is that possible?
Is to go even further beyond!
The last accessory we get in here is this, which is a tiny little poochie guy in yellow. So that's him from the back, that's him from the front, and he's super cute. So now moving on to the articulation, and as usual, we're going to be working from the head down, and also as usual, first off, I will start with a comment on the build. This is rock solid. It's nothing like those wiggly, hollow, bobble-headed kits we got a few years ago. This is quite good. The articulation is a little bit on the basic-ish side, but let's check it out. The neck in here is the standard 2-ball joint we've seen with the other Gundam girls recently. That gets us this to the front, this all the way up, side to side pivot, full spin all the way around, and do we get, somewhat, but a minor, giggity goo. Of course, there is 2 builds to this, that is with and without the hoodie, so we'll do with first. Inside the shoulder, we do have a bit of a ball joint, which lets it move around like this. We've got up and down right here, full rotation here. Honestly, the wrist joints on this are absolutely terrible. They barely move at all, just rotation. As for the ab crunch, there it is all the way to the front, so not too bad. You don't get anything to the back because the hoodie blocks it. We've got some rotation there to there. I feel like she's disconnected. Yup. So you will pretty much only get to there without the general shape of this causing this to pop off. So just there to there, so not bad. Inside the waist, we've got a hip joint that can move up and down like so. That is the same on both sides. So now without the hoodie, we do have a little bit more roll in the shoulder. She can reach up a whole lot higher. Everything else is pretty much the same. The rotation is a lot stiffer though. You will have to support the joints because they can pop out quite easy. And as for the ab crunch, it's the same to the front, and as to the back, we do get a lot more than we got when the hoodie was on. As for the kicks, there it is all the way up to the front without popping that waist, so not a whole lot. There it is, all the way out to the back. So again, I guess that's normal for a human. Can it pull off the splits? Well, sort of, not really, and we do get a lot of splitting at the joints. As for rotation up at the waist, it's just there to there, but we do have full rotation here at the upper leg, because, you know, you need to do poses like that. 2-point bend at the knee, so 1 and 2, so very, very decent knee bend. But to me, the most disappointing joint on this kit is the ankle. It's just a simple ball and socket that's blocked in many directions. So as for what it can do on the ground, there she is all the way to the front, which I guess isn't so bad. There it is to the back, which could be a little bit better, but the side to side pivot is what I wish could be a little bit better than it is. And the joints do like to pop off quite a lot of the time, so be careful with it. Those joints like to disconnect. And everything else is pretty much the same. The rotation is, oh, for fuck. Inside of the higher actually. Fuck's sake. So the articulation here is quite basic. It's good, not great, you'll get most basic poses, but nothing overly dynamic. That right there is it for the review, and keep it in line with the last few of these figurize and high-grade Gundam girls that have come out, this has to be gold tier. Which at this point I think is getting a bit odd, because with my tiering system it's always based on the fact that if it's better or worse than what came before it, and technically all of these have been of the same quality since Diver Nami, it was just her that really broke the mold. So technically this should be silver, but I have to keep it in line with the other ones. This is a great kit, and at its price point it's hard to get a kit similar like it. It really has redeemed Bandai's sins of the past with those horrible old kits, because there is nothing wrong with this kit whatsoever. The colors are great, sure it could be a little bit more color accurate, but what more can you ask for at this price point? The colors look great, the model kit itself as well looks great, and it is solid besides some joints that will pop if you hyperextend them. Pretty much everything about this is great. The only gripe I have is it would have been nice to get some holding hands so it could hold some other Gundam related accessories for some fun, but hey, they'll probably end up coming sold separately sometime in the future. Yeah, that's basically the bottom line. Bandai have redeemed themselves. This is a good kit. I'm surprised I'm saying that. And if you do want one of your own, there's a link down there in the description. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and I will see you next time. Once again, I cannot finish this video right here without thanking each and every one of you guys. Whether you just watch my videos, like them, or support the channel on the channel memberships and over on Patreon. Like Craig Jury, Greg Humphrey, Kaiser721, Tyler Sanders, Caleb Engelhardt, Sean T, and the ambassador for Asymmetric Cat.